So today I want to talk about a few different things here. So my weight loss journey has begun, and I've already been down about 45 pounds overall since it started. It didn't start for the right reasons. It started more or less because when my wife went to Pennsylvania for a funeral, she decided not to come back, and she was going to start seeing somebody else there and rebuild her life there and keep my kids. So it had basically been just depression and overall anxiety that I've been fighting off. And 4 months of this, and I had gotten to the point where I stopped eating. I was eating very small meals, maybe once every 3 or 4 days. Since that has occurred, my weight loss has been, like I said, for the wrong reasons. But at the same time, it's weight loss nonetheless. Now, just because I was doing it for the right or wrong reasons doesn't mean that it's any less the right thing to do. So I've been getting into the gym a lot. I work Monday through Friday, usually from 8 in the morning till about 5 in the afternoon. Well, my schedule being what it is, I get off work and I immediately go into the gym, and I'm there for a couple of hours. Usually I start off with a little bit of work on the treadmill and the exercise bike, a little bit on the elliptical, though I do have an issue with my knee, so I am starting to work on that. I've gone ahead and had an MRI done on it. They just haven't called me back with the results from it yet. But once all that is said and done, if I don't have to have any kind of a surgical fix for it, and it's something that can heal naturally, I just need to take it a little bit easier with the overall workouts on the legs and just kind of ramp up on the upper body. I also have a curling bar at home that has right now about 40 pounds worth of weights on it, and the bar itself is like 10 pounds. So 50 pounds, not a whole lot. But that 50 pounds is enough to where I can lounge back on my bed and bench press it 30, 40 times, start wearing my arms out. I can sit up straight and overhead press it 30 or 40 times, wear my arms out. I can sit there and do the curls with it and wear my arms out, and to an extent I can even put it on my shoulders and do squats with it and start rebuilding my legs a bit. Now I'm going to be doing that a lot during the course of my day while I'm working from home. So I'm going to be just sitting in a chair for 8 hours a day. There's not really a whole lot else to do when I'm not working, so I need to be able to do something to keep my mind occupied. I'm going to be lifting weights pretty consistently all throughout the day, and then when I get off work, I'm going to be heading into the gym and really, really hitting it hard. My goal is to go from my current 342 pounds down to 205 pounds in a year. So 137 pounds in a year. I think that's doable. Same time, I have been in a weird situation. Before she left, my wife convinced me that it would be a good idea to buy a 12-foot by 32-foot center porch lofted barn-style shed and turn it into a tiny home for us. When she left and told me that she was seeing another man, I became so depressed that I didn't want anything to really do with it anymore. I didn't want anything to do with anything that she had given me. Everything that she had bought for me, clothes, my Deadpool collection, all kinds of stuff that she had given me over the last decade, I got rid of. And I've come to the realization that that may have been a mistake. Yes, I did get rid of them because I didn't want the memories. I didn't want to be haunted by what has happened. But my only real choice is to do like I've told so many people otherwise in these kind of situations. Get a sack and put some balls in it and be a fucking man. So I'm going to finish out that cabin. I should have a settlement coming in from my shoulder injury in the next month or so. And when it does, I'm going to just pay off the cabin outright so that it's done. I don't have to worry about it. It's mine. I'm going to completely overhaul the inside. I do need to get some things cleaned up. I do need to get some repairs done still on the inside. But I'm also going to take the cabinet that's in the kitchen right now that is more or less my pantry, I'm going to take that cabinet out, get rid of it, bust it up, do something. I'm going to start assembling some cabinets and getting them put up so that it has actual kitchen cabinet space. I'm going to finish the piping in for the shower. The house does have an on-demand hot water heater. It has the toilet installed, and the cold water does run to it. The hot water does run to the sink as well as the cold. And I have the lines run through the walls to go over to where the washer and dryer are going to be. Now, the only things that are really left to do for it to be a fully functional house is to pipe in the drainage and the faucets for the water lines for the washer to be hooked up. I need to cut a hole in the wall and run out the venting for the dryer. I need to install a plug for the dryer. And then I just need to put the shower in. Now, I'm kind of at a toss-up right now. While it was going to be me, my wife, and my 2 kids, it was going to be a jetted spa tub that I had put in there. It was a little bit small for me, but it would still work. Now, being as I'm losing weight, I think I might actually keep it and basically just build it up to where I can use it, because if I keep on losing weight the way that I'm trying to, I'm going to be small enough to actually fit in it. If I make this goal of 205 pounds, I will be lighter than I have been since I was in 4th grade. Now, on top of that, if I build this house up, I've seen some of these tiny homes 20 years ago that were in a lot lesser condition than what this one will be, and they still were being sold for $30,000, $40,000. If I really do decide that I don't want to be in this thing after I get done, in today's market, I might actually be able to get a whole hell of a lot more than that for it. But in the meantime, at least I have a house that I own. It is going to accommodate everything that I need right now, and it will basically put my bills down to a $400 a month payment for the lot. The electric is a little ridiculous out here because the electric company for us does charge for your overall usage, but they also charge supply and delivery fees, which can oftentimes be more than the amount used for the bill. So the electrical can be, so far the highest I've seen it go has been about $220. So that's, call it $650 overall so far. My internet bill is about $100 a month, so $750. My car payment is almost $400 a month, so that's $1,100 that I'd be shelling out overall. And my car insurance for this newer car would end up being about $150 a month. So all things considered, I'd still be making about $2,700 to maybe $3,000 a month, and I'll be shelling out about $1,600 of it. That's actually not bad. Everything that I possibly need is taking a little over half of my paycheck. I think I can live with that. I don't like being in this area. I don't like the fact that the electric company out here charges the supply and delivery fees that basically double your bill, but I can get this thing moved pretty much any time. As long as I haven't paid it off yet, the company that's doing the financing through it, I can get a hold of their mover and basically have it moved to wherever I need it to go free of charge, as long as it's within about 100 miles. So I'm going to try and move from where I'm at right now in Plains, Montana. I'm right at the end of Highway 28, where it connects up with Highway 200. And I'm going to try and move it back closer to Kalispell. That way I can be closer to more friends and family and people that I actually enjoy spending time with and being around. And gives me more stuff to do. The gym that's here that I do attend does work, but it's a small gym. It's barely any better than a high school gym. And honestly, the high school in Kalispell that I went to, the gym that they had was immensely better than this. This thing's got 4 or 5 exercise bikes, 3 treadmills, 2 ellipticals, and a bunch of small free weights. They're the black rubber coated barbells. Now, the only other thing that it has that's useful right now is they have 3 cable pulley machines. They have the bench press one, So it does do incline bench, and it does straight up overhead press. There is the cable pulling machine for the lat pull downs, so that'll work all the back shoulder muscles and stuff. It does do the upright rows as well, and along with all that, the last ones that they have is a small leg press. Again, all cable weights with the little peg that you put in to hold up the different amounts of weights. It's just overall not the greatest, and I mean, for $35 a month, it works for the time being. So I mean, it's no skin off my ass. It's just a small added fee that's added onto everything else. Fortunately, right now, being as the car that I'm driving is one that I had bought for my wife before she left. I used to have a 2007 GMC 2500 HD. It was a two-wheel drive, but it was a railway fleet vehicle for the state of Kansas. So when I ran the checkup on the car, I basically found that their state regs required any fleet vehicles to have the engines and transmissions changed out every 150,000 miles. The truck had 347,000 miles on it. So it had already gone through its second engine and transmission, and it was 50,000 miles on a brand new driveline. Now, unfortunately, me and my wife still argued about this one. She wanted to sell the truck and use the proceeds from it to finance building the house. So after much debate and quite a few arguments where we really did get pretty heated, I reluctantly agreed to go ahead and do so, just so that we would be able to get the cabin going and we'd have a little bit of a buffer. Now, in the meantime, that truck was a gas hog. It had a 35-gallon tank, and even when the gas prices were lower, it was still taking nearly $100 to fill it. Right now, with the gas prices doing what they're doing, with all the stuff going on over with the Russians going into Ukraine and the oil prices going up, that thing would be just way more money to fill up than I would actually have. So in lieu of that, this car that I bought her was a 2018 Toyota Corolla. This thing's got a little 4-cylinder engine in it. It's got some zip to it for it being a little Toyota. But at the same time, I have had this thing up to 150 miles an hour that the speedo will read, and cruising along, and the reader on the dashboard here shows I'm getting like 45 miles to the gallon at 150 miles an hour. That's something I can live with. Now, in the meantime, with everything that I'm dealing with, I do got to kind of switch some things over, because she did leave some girly stickers on the car. Stuff that says powered by bitch dust and dog mom and stuff like that. The only one that I'd really keep is the one that says, if you hit me with my kids in the car, I'll beat your ass till the cops come. Now, that being all said, I'm doing what I can to kind of hold my stuff together and stay stable throughout this whole thing, because understandably, when your wife leaves you and tells you that she's going to be coming back in about a month and then decides to be permanently gone and seeing somebody else, it does tend to take a toll on you. It definitely affects your mental health. Truth be told, I used to always tell her that her mental health was something that was a concern, yes, but the way that she always used it as her reasoning behind everything, I made the mistake of telling her that depression and anxiety were something she would lean on as a crutch, and that was absolutely wrong. I didn't understand it because I had never dealt with it. Well, since she's left, I've dealt with it a lot, and let me be honest, depression and anxiety suck ass. Really bad. But it is what it is. Life does go on. You have to do what you're going to do. So at the moment, my house has got the wood stove installed for its main source of heat, but I do have 2 electric heaters in it. I have built a small lean-to style shed over the side of one of the sides of the house. And right now it actually houses the majority of my kids' clothes and toys, and the remaining personal property that my wife left behind abandoned when she went to Pennsylvania. I do have a bit more tin that I can use to finish skirting it. The house itself is skirted all the way around. It does have plyboard that is backed with insulation and box frames around it so that it can be sealed up pretty good and hold in the heat. But I do need to put some tin up over the fronts of it so that it does kind of block out most of the moisture still. Once that is done, I have enough insulation to finish out the inside. I just need help getting it done because I don't exactly have a stable ladder and I'm still over 300 pounds. So in the interim, I'm going to take a couple of videos of the work that I have done and explain the work that I still need to do. I have uploaded a video of the house before we even started working on it, and all the damage that had been done to it by the previous owners. But hopefully, once I get this all done, you guys will see that I've turned this really ratty shed into a really nice small house. And it'll be something that I can live in for a while. It'll be exclusively mine. And once you've built a house for yourself, can't nobody take that away from you. So, but I'll post videos as I got them, so enjoy.